Don't be scammed in the name of business. The chances of getting scammed are getting higher in recent times. More and more Kenyans are being scammed and losing their hard-earned money every day. In the recent few years, a scamming tide has swept the world. This is attributed to access to technology, high skills and low job creation all over the world. In Kenya, report says that a new scam born every single week. The perpetrators are swift to learn and change tactics rapidly. We have compiled a list of elaborate scams that have left many befuddled. Welcome, subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up. Top of our list is multi-level marketing scammers. MLM marketers are these guys who wear matched suits and crisp ties in town or on their social media. They tell you about their companies that are based abroad, that get you money in your pocket by referring other people to the company. This, they will call internet marketing. Now you know them, don't you? They will send prominent messages saying, earn 10,000 to 20,000 per week. Could be on your phone, Facebook or WhatsApp. The advanced ones will have a blog where they post a story of a young girl earning millions per week to whet your appetite. Then they will invite you to a training. When you attend the training, people will thump their chests claiming that they have hit a business jackpot. They will claim that they no longer need to be tangled by their 8-to-5 jobs. When you go through their business model, however, red flags start to pop up. For one, they are not selling anything. All they do is refer people to the company. The founders will continue getting as much as possible from the guys down there. Looking at it, you can't help but notice it is not sustainable at all. Sometimes back, I got invited to one of these trainings by a former schoolmate. I did not know what he was inviting me to, because he had asked that we meet for a business talk in town at 11 a.m. When I get there, I find a hall full of seats and these oldies wearing cheap suits talking to excited newbies. My friend invites me to a seat and goes on to explain how the business works. I am required to invest 23,000 in buying some products, which are mostly health products, for my account to be activated. From there, every time a person joins through my invitation and buys the 23,000 package, I will earn a cool 1,100. When my Tier 1 referrals go on to invite their referrals, I will earn a cool 1,500 from the Tier 2 referrals. This is supposed to go on and on until I become a millionaire. I am also shown a bank statement of one of the best earners who is making 500,000. We are like 100 newbies in the hall getting explanations of how we will earn millions. You see, engineers have left their jobs, doctors their clinics to come and do internet marketing. My schoolmate struggles to explain. If I was straight from college, I would have bought the crap. But I know better, and so should you. Number 2 is hoax referral links. The other group painting internet marketing in a bad light is the guys who are ever sending you referral links with the promise that if you click and join, you will earn at least $2,500 per week. Who earns that kind of crazy money by clicking on links and referring other people to try the links? The youth are in a bad place where their gullibility is taken advantage of by all. We are one generation that wants to make money now. And that leaves us at the mercy of the scammers. The best the said links do is steal your date. I believe the technical term for that is phishing. Watch out. The wash scam. The first formula that scammers apply to succeed in wash is making people believe that they have money. Flashy cars, latest designer clothes, Rolex watches do the trick. They hang out in some of the most expensive clubs drinking expensive wines and whiskies. They are always surrounded by beautiful women, of course. Where there is money, you will always find beautiful ladies. What exactly is wash? Most people have this notion that wash is dealing with fake money. Well, true, but that is just a tip of the iceberg. There are many definitions of wash, but you only need to know this to understand what it really is. Wash is simply brainwashing. Make people believe that you have money and you can con them easily. Dress nicely and don't be afraid to spend the little that you have for something bigger. Wash guys even go to the extent of hiring expensive cars from car bazaars just to look the part. Brainwashing is always the key to wash, or as the street call it, business legit. The fake money scam. This form is the most common type of wash and usually targets youths who are hungry for huge amounts of money. You meet up with an old-age mate from a previous life, who looks like he is living the life. He is well dressed and is even driving. You on the other hand are a first-year or second-year student struggling with college life. So you ask the guy what his secret to success is. You have to be shrewd. He will say, "I wash money, bro." At this point, you are curious and you ask him how you can get into the business. He tells you that you need materials for that kind of business and those materials require money. Curiosity gets the better of you as he explains further. First of all, you need money materials. Chemicals for a 100,000 worth of material could cost you 10,000 and so on. At this point you are attentively listening and picturing how you can get rich very quick. He then tells you that he will introduce you to the material supplier, then a chemical guy. All you just need to do is get the money for the material to be ready. He leaves you overjoyed and you begin to hustle up and down for the money. You are able to raise 10,000, so you call him and tell him what you have raised, and your friend introduces you to another flashy friend who gives you 100,000 black papers in the name of materials. They tell you that those black notes are materials that require chemicals to change into real money. All you need to do is get 15,000 to buy the chemical. They are talking of buying the chemical from some Indian guy, so you become even more interested. Since you don't have 15,000, you either sell that laptop your parents struggled so hard to buy for your studies, or you involve a friend who can raise that kind of money. You hustle up and down and eventually raise the amount. You bring the money to your friend, who then decides to introduce some other guy who deals with the Indian who sells the chemicals. The guy brings you the chemicals and now you are finally on your way to be 100,000 richer. You are taken to a room, some place where you feel safe, and shown the trick of changing fake money, that is the black notes, to real currency using the chemicals. First, they mix the chemical with water while in your mind you remember ignoring your chemistry teacher back in high school. Then they dip the material wrapped in a tissue paper inside the chemical and dry it. The cash that is produced is weak and easily tears off. Time for trial 2. They mix the chemical with water again and place an original 1,000 note in the middle of 2 fake notes, then wrap it with a tissue paper and apply pressure on it for about 5 minutes. The chemical guy tells you that the material is too weak for the chemical and the chemical won't be able to produce an original money. They will say that's why the first material was weak and you need about 50,000 original money to strengthen the material and the chemical. At this point, they unwrap the tissue and wash it off with the chemical water, and there, you have 2,000 shillings plus the original one, making it 3,000. Holy moly, the black notes have turned into original. At this point you are willing to go to any length. You are positive to look for 50,000 to strengthen the fake 97,000 that is in your possession, so as to make it legit. This is where most youths decide to do the unthinkable. From mobile loans to friends. Fees is not spared either. I mean, who needs education when they can get rich now? You decide to take your whole semester fee or education loan to the wash guy. They will then repeat the same process. One funny thing, they will request you to buy basic things like vitamin C, a foil paper and rubber bands just to fool you. They then place 1,000 note in the middle of each 2,000 fake material notes in the name of strengthening the fake, then crush the vitamin C and sprinkle it on the bundle of money and wrap it up with a foil paper. You will be told to apply pressure on it for about 8 or 9 hours. Like a good foolish sheep that you are, you will obey and do as you are told. What you won't know yet is they have switched the bundles of foil paper and have stolen your original 50,000. After 10 hours, you open your bundle only to find black papers. Where is the money? You desperately call your friend, who in turn asks you some revised stupid questions like, did you expose it to heat? Are you sure you applied the exact pressure? He then goes ahead to suggest that you two meet up with the product. You meet him up at a secluded place where he comes alone and tells you that you must have done something wrong and the 50,000 has dissolved with the fake money. You are near hysterical, but your friend once again comes to the rescue. He happens to know a way to revive your money. You only need to buy another chemical. You are very doubtful, but your friend assures you that it is normal in this business. You ask how much it will take and he tells you whooping 50,000. He is a good friend of course, and to prove it he offers to give you 25,000, so you just have to look for 25,000. He assures you time and again that the revival process will recover the 97,000 as well as the 50,000. Like a duck you are out and about looking for yet another 25,000. After weeks of hustling, you finally get it. You have sold almost everything you had. You are deep in debts but your hopes are high. You have hustled so hard there must be a great win. You bring the cash back to your friend who then buys the chemical and starts conducting the process. All is going well until police sirens makes you heart stop momentarily. Before you know it is happening, you are both arrested. Shaken to the core you are taken to the station and charged with possession of counterfeit currency. The police ask you to produce a bribe of 200,000 or risk 20 years imprisonment. At this point you have no option but to involve your family members, a very shameful ordeal. Little do you know that the arrest is staged by your friend working with corrupt officers. Your family hustles the money for the hungry scammers as you nurse your appetite for big money. Tender scam. This one is carried out mostly by politicians and their proxies. First things first, a notice of tender advertisement is placed in local newspapers and you as an aspiring tenderpreneur quickly gets wind of it. You apply by emailing all the necessary documents, certificate of incorporation, pre-qualification documents and tax compliance certificate and what have you. After a few weeks you get a call and you are told to visit one of the government offices where you are introduced to official A and B. The officials ask for your bank statement and after a few chit-chats they ask for a gift so as to award you the tender. Knowing too well that without a bribe you won't go anywhere fast, you decide to bribe the officials. After a few days or even a week you are given an award letter and a local purchase order of the things you are to deliver to the government. The ball is now in your court. Immediately you start the hustle of looking of a way to fulfill your end. Most government tenders run even up to billions of shillings and you take hefty loans. Little do you know that the said officials have been keeping tabs on you. When you are just ready to deliver, they suggest that they will come and pick the items themselves. You have the feeling that they have even saved you the cost of transportation. The guys turn up at your place with government vehicles complete with government stamps, official seals and documents. They are even at times escorted by police officers. You then present to them your invoices, delivery notes and receipts. A signature here and there, several stamps and seals, then they are gone and tell you to expect payment in 2 weeks. After 2 weeks you are told to follow up after another 2 weeks since there has been some delays from Treasury. This game will continue until you decide to visit the office only to find out none of such official exist and no such kind of tender was ever issued. All the items that you supplied have vanished into thin air plus the bribe that you gave out. You quickly involve the DCI but this is Kenya, justice is rare. If it so happens they are caught, the cases will drag in court for eternity. Many Kenyans have fallen prey to this scam while the perpetrators always walk free flaunting. The gold wash scam. This is perhaps the most dangerous and lucrative of them all. Presidents and kings have fallen victim to this type of scam. There aren't any exemptions. The players involved are untouchable, the money involved is over hundreds of millions and the people being targeted are mostly foreigners. The perpetrators of this scam sell imaginary gold. They mostly target Arabs and Russians who are in possession of dirty money which they want to clean and launder by buying expensive accessories. It's a syndicate involving prominent politicians, immigration officials, police officers and flamboyant businessmen as well as bank officials. The first thing any client will ask is to see proof of the gold. Don't worry, that is easily sorted. The perpetrators already have a guy at the asset depository section who will provide all the necessary documents to show the existence of the gold. Then the client will be lured into the country to see the physical gold. They will pick him from the airport in posh cars hired probably from car bazaars and drive him to a very luxurious hotel just to make the client feel safe. Flashy lifestyle is key, remember. The following day they will take him to the bank where he will see the documentation and the actual gold in a safe. He will then call a professional of his own choosing to verify the authenticity of the gold. The client is satisfied and makes a 50% deposit of the total amount, maybe 500 million. He will then travel back to his home country and wait for the shipment. From here the con is on. For starters, the client will be told that the shipment has faced some setback and requires about 80 million to bribe airport authorities and facilitate a private charter to be used to transport the merchandise. Out of desperation, the client will pay up. After a week another game will start of the gold being confiscated by the police. Another payment will be requested of about 20 million. The client will begin getting suspicious since so far he has paid over 300 million and they are still demanding. This is the part that the politician comes in. He will travel to the client's country, meet up with him and convince him to pay the remaining 200 million. He is promised to receive the merchandise in less than a week, which definitely won't happen. The client, on realizing he has been conned, will jet into the country and file an official complaint with the authorities. You already saw it coming. He will have to bribe the authorities for swift justice. The contact guy will be arrested and arraigned in court, and a hearing date will be set in 4 to 5 months. The client, being a foreigner, will travel back to his home country hoping to return after 4 months. By this time the contact guy will be released on a bail of not more than 500,000. On the day of the hearing, the client returns, and this time what meets him is a well-planned game. The court session will be at around 11 a.m. The client will be held at the immigration offices for improper documentation and taken in rounds until 6 p.m. He will fail to appear in court, and that's how the case will end. Verdict: plaintiff not present. He wasted precious court's time. In conclusion, risk defines entrepreneurialism, and as an entrepreneur, you have to be willing to take risks on a frequent basis. However, not all risks are equal. For instance, you will hear someone telling you to invest in program ABCD so that you can get returns of up to 5% per day without working for it. Or invest 10,000 and then invite 4 other people and you will get 10% of what they earn, and the best part again is, without working for it, and so on. Be watchful. Such scams have been dominating the headlines for the last 10 years. Investors, majority of them being small business owners in Kenya, have lost millions of cash, yet no one seems to be taking note and advising them accordingly. Before you invest in any investment plan out there, it is important to ask the right questions. How will my money be invested? What is the rate of return? What will happen if the investment plan fails? Will I get my money back? Always remember that if a plan promises you will get rich quick with no risk, or doesn't tell you how your money will be invested, you should exercise caution before getting on board. Thank you for watching. As always, we value your opinions and comments. Subscribe to our channel for more intriguing videos and stay safe.